Hey guys, today we're going to learn how to check type in Python. So if you want to know the type of a variable in Python, that's pretty easy. So this is going to be a real quick, super simple Python lesson here. Now the quick answer is just to say type and specify your variable name. So there's a function called type. You just pass your variable to that function and it's going to tell you what the type is. So super easy here. So let's just we're gonna actually create a script, even though we don't really need to. Now, we could just run this directly from the interpreter. It's not elaborate at all, but for some of these examples, I'm gonna use a script. So let's say if we have a variable, and I should probably actually create a variable. So let's say if you have x equals 5, right? X equals 5. Write this out. So we have x equals 5. Type x. We're gonna find out what type of variable x is, right? So let's run our script, and all right, it's not telling us anything, but we can actually print this out. So we can say print, and there we go, write this out, and there we go. Class equal class int. So this is an integer or int. It's not an actual integer. There's an actual class called integer, but this is an int anyways. That's pretty much. There's some more we're going to show you, but that's how simple it is. It's really that simple. So let's wipe this all out. So wipe out these lines. Let's insert some new lines that I prepared here. So we're going to copy these over. And if you want to find this document, just click the link in the description. We're going to have this page in the description. So we have this all posted up on our site here. But anyways, basically what we're going to do here, and I'm gonna just copy and paste this right here before I explain this. And then I'm going to run it and show you the nice clean looking output that it produces. Anyways, so we have a bunch of variables A through H, and we assign a bunch of different types to them. So we have like a 5, a test, a true. We have a list, a hash or a dictionary in Python. We have this should be a float or a double. And we have a tuple, and we have a binary string. So it's actually a string of bytes. It's gonna say bytes. Now we're gonna print these each out. We're checking the type of each one and printing each one out in this super simple thing here. So let's just save our script, and then let's run this. Say Python test1, and there we go. It tells us the types of each one of these. So we have int, string or str, bool for boolean. It's true, so it just comes out as a boolean. A list for a list, a dict for a dictionary, a float for a float, because it has a decimal point. So notice no decimal point, it's an integer by default. Decimal point, it's a float by default. It also shows us this one's a tuple and this one's just a bunch of bytes. So there you go. That's how you can easily check the type of the type of something in Python. So we can also use some logic in here. So let's just let's paste this in here, and it says if type. Now let's put this for A. We're gonna check if type A is a string. Print string, right? So we're gonna write that out, and then we're gonna say Python test1, and it's if A is a string, print string. It's not a string, so it printed nothing, right? So let's swap this for one that is a string. Let's swap A for B. So put B in there, write it out. All right, so we're gonna check if the type of B is a string, and if so, we're gonna print string. So let's run this again. And look, it printed string at the bottom here, so obviously B is a string, which we kind of already know, but that's how you can use this logic. You can say if type is, and compare it to whatever type you want to compare it to. So let's go ahead and check if, let's just check if something's an instance of a class. So to do that, let's just wipe all of this out. So just wipe this whole file out. And let's insert some new stuff here. I threw together a quick example here. I probably should have done this on video, but in any case, wanted to come up with something that kind of covers all the bases a little bit more than what's over here. So anyways, I created a class and I created a subclass. of that class, and I created an instance of my class. I should actually make this an instance of my subclass. All right, so let's edit this sub. All right, there we go. So we have an instance of my subclass, which equals A. Then we have a string, which is B. Now here we say if type of B is a string, print out debug1. It is a string, so it's going to print out debug1. If type of A is a string, print out debug2. Now that's not a string, so it's not going to print out debug2. Then we have the isInstance function, and we say if if A is an instance of my class, print out debug3. Now if A is a subclass of my class, print out 4. All right, so you can check if it's is instance or is subclass. So let's make sure we save this and let's test it out. So let's run the script. Now we see debug 1, 3, and 4. So it looks like, yeah, as we expected, B is a string. We don't see any debug 2, so B is, or A is not a string. It's a class that we defined. Now, interestingly enough, A is both an instance of my class and it's a subclass of my class. So 3 and 4 both come out to be true. All right, that's all fine and great. So hopefully, yeah. So a real quick, lesson on Python here. Hopefully this helps somebody. Hopefully someone found this useful. Might want to give me a thumbs up. Might want to hit the subscribe button. Hit the little bell icon. Leave a comment down below if you have any questions, comments, criticisms. If you know something I don't know, let me know. And that's it for today. So as always, thanks for watching, and we will see you guys next time.